Welcome to the LGBTQ Real Estate Podcast, connecting LGBTQ homebuyers, sellers, and real estate pros since 2007. My name is Jeff Berger. I'm the host of the show, and with us today is a very special guest from Los Angeles, Ginger.orsi. She's a realtor. Ginger, it's great to have you on the show.
Hey, Jeff, thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, a pleasure. So the format is simple. We keep it brief, 15 minutes. We know everybody's busy. Let's jump in. Ginger, you're a lifetime resident of Los Angeles. I know that. Tell us a little bit about yourself, both personally and professionally.
All right. Well, I have lived the majority of my life in LA, but I have lived other places and happy to be back in LA. I was born here. I actually grew up in the entertainment industry as an actor as a kid. And so that was a
Wow.
unique way to grow up. Yeah. In the media district and in Hollywood was where I worked. And so I took interest, especially in like production and set design, and ended up working in design and then made my way over to the real estate industry, which to me has a lot of parallels because it's all about putting together a plan and coming up with a final product and goal that the buyer or the seller wants. And so I've really just been enjoying my real estate career, been 12 years in the industry, and love Los Angeles because it has so much to offer. It's never a dull moment, great weather. And so I'm really happy to be here serving clients.
Great, great. And thanks for sharing that. I'm sure we could talk for hours about your childhood acting days, and that sounds like
Uh,
fun. We'll keep that for another moment. But
yeah, no, that's
yeah, and you
ancient
found your way
history.
to yeah, and you found your way to real estate, which I know you have a great passion for. And I know from working together for some time now, you have many LGBTQ clients. What is it about working with you that the LGBTQ community enjoys so much?
I think that it's about feeling comfortable in your whole process as a buyer or a seller because being a LGBTQ person myself, I know that sometimes the world may assume that we are something like, a straight couple or friends. And a lot of the time, that can be very awkward in the personal process of selling or buying a home. I think that there's a lot to be said about just being able to completely be open with your agent in the whole process, never feel uncomfortable about who you are, and really have some pride in the process and know that your agent is also going to protect you through the process so that you're not being discriminated against. Unfortunately, that still does happen sometimes, and so I'm really happy to work with clients and make them feel as comfortable as possible, and also really well represented and protected through the whole process of buying and selling a home.
Yeah, what a perfect answer, and that's what this show's all about. So someone that stumbles upon this video on YouTube, clicks upon it, I should say, now they have an advocate like you, Ginger, that could help them with the home buying or selling process in a comfortable way. And that's what we're all about, helping each other and helping the community be comfortable and, as they say, find their safe space. Work with someone that they really feel comfortable because, as we know, when you're buying a home, there are so many personal issues, to come up. It's just,
Yeah.
very important. It's not like buying a piece of furniture. So,
No,
there is so much involved.
absolutely. And I think it's just really also important. I'm a big proponent of giving business to those that support the community. And so I'm working hard to partner with LGBTQ friendly lenders, contractors, designers, and all kinds of people, escrow officers through the process so that my clients feel not only comfortable but valued.
Yes.
And I never want anyone to feel like they have to hide who they are, or somehow not feel comfortable talking about their personal life in such a personal endeavor, and like they feel safe with whoever's coming into their home, and accepted. So it's a strong passion of mine because I've done it myself. I bought my first house when I was in the closet, so to speak. I didn't feel like I could really say, oh, this is my girlfriend. And, this was a long time ago. But I know that still happens sometimes, especially for couples that are moving from out of town. And so they just want to feel comfortable throughout the whole process. And that's my goal.
That's great. That's great. And again, that's what this show's all about. So it's nice to hear that in addition to your personal goals, you do have that team of affiliate mortgage and other affiliate professionals to refer your customers to. So that's really great, and it helps. A lot of people, they say, "Okay, I see you, but there's going to be step B, step C, step D," and you can walk them through the process very comfortably. So, I
Absolutely.
know you're very passionate about Los Angeles and the place where you were born and came back to, and shared so many childhood memories, of course. So, share with us why you love living in your community. Like, for example, what are your favorite parts of Los Angeles? There's, of course, the arts, the dining, whether it be great coffee shops, wine bars. There's so many neighborhoods and things. What's your thing? What do you love about it?
Yeah, I mean, you touched on a lot of things I love about LA. There's a lot of small independent businesses here, and especially in the Northeast LA area, it's a very historic part of LA. We're nestled between Griffith Park and the Angeles National Forest. So, one thing about it that I love is the hiking, the biking, the parks, just the outdoor opportunities that I think often get overlooked. Of course, everyone knows we have great weather and we have the beaches that aren't too far away. But there's just a beautiful amount of nature here. And in addition to that kind of like artsiness, that grit and grime that the city can bring, the creative spirit that attracts so many people here. And so it's just kind of like a never ending flow of being able to, get outside, enjoy the outdoors, and then maybe go to a downtown warehouse gallery that, is only open, once a month. And all of a sudden they're having this amazing art show with DJs and, all kinds of stuff that might blow your mind, so LA has
Yeah.
so much to offer. And, we also have great coffee shop culture and restaurants and all that you mentioned. So whatever kind of vibe you're looking for, you can find it here. And so that's why I love LA. It's a very exciting place to live.
That's great. Yeah, it sure is exciting. I've been to LA to visit. Um, yeah, it's just the arts alone, the arts and the vibe of it. Um, I'm just thinking about those tall palm trees, how pretty they are in Los Angeles. I've always been a fan of those, but everyone has their thing. So, with
Absolutely.
that said, I know the housing stock is very diverse in Los Angeles. I imagine you work with single family homes. There's a lot of condos now being built in Los Angeles. Of course, this video is going to transcend time, so we're not talking about what is for sale now. But what do you specialize in? What's your thing in real estate? What do you like to work with? Whether it's historic homes, new construction, what's your preference?
Yeah, so I mean, I like working with everything, but I do tend to specialize in historic homes. We have a lot of pre 1950s, especially 1920s homes in Los Angeles, and so I have a lot of experience renovating, fixing up those homes, buying and selling. And so that's a core competency for me, in addition to small multifamily, so apartments. As time goes on, we're looking for more ways to make the city dense and affordable. So uh, that's another area of expertise for me. So if someone might want to buy a duplex, I'm probably a really great go-to agent for them. anyone who likes character and charm, architecture, craftsman homes, Spanish style homes. We can just drool over those all day here.
Yes. Yeah, I found it amazing just in general. Like, I'm in Florida, for example, and, we have a lot of zero lot line homes. And, the neighborhood I live in, I have one model, and I could go on that block next door to me and see three of my homes in different colors,
Yeah.
and hey, I live with that. It's okay. And this podcast is not about Florida, but I find it so amazing, all the custom homes in California and Los Angeles. I mean,
Yeah.
it really is amazing the way builders set out back in the day and built such beautiful custom homes, each individually.
Absolutely.
To me, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, and I wanna highlight some, like, newer style developments as well that are very popular in LA. They're called small lot ordinance homes. They're like townhomes, but you actually own the land below them. Those are generally new construction. They can be older, but, that's a great, product as well for entry-level home buyers, or home buyers that don't wanna deal with the repairs of the old homes, that we're seeing a lot of, people who move to the city purchase as their starter home, three-story townhome kind of thing. And but the interesting thing about those is they're small developments. So maybe, 10 of them and they all look the same. And then they're going to be next door to a craftsman home or, a big, like dark looking modern. And that's part of what we love about LA. It's just very diverse and including the architecture.
Yeah. Well, it sounds nice, and I've never even heard of that idea of the townhouse where you own the land in front. That's interesting, and something for you to educate your consumers on and people watching this podcast, so they may know about it. So,
Yeah.
with that said, we know LA has a reputation of being very LGBTQ friendly, and the arts and the theater, and but what do you think LGBTQ individuals and families should know, who may be considering moving to Los Angeles from out of town, for example?
I think that one thing that we have going for us is now instead of it only being in West Hollywood and certain areas of the city being, LGBTQ friendly, it's the entire city. And this area of Northeast LA, which includes like Echo Park, Silver Lake, Los Feliz, Highland Park, tends to be another gay enclave that a lot of people outside the city might not know about. And the homes tend to be a bit more affordable than West Hollywood where the movement kind of really took root in LA. But there's
Yes.
still a lot of history here on the east side of LA with the community, and the public schools are also very LGBTQ friendly for um, queer parents. So I know in some places you may feel like you can't bring your kid to a public school because of all the things going on. And I just wanted to say that this city is generally very gay friendly, but especially the areas that I work in are not only gay friendly, but they're also accepting of LGBTQ families. And so that's just a great thing because whether you're going to a park or a school or, a performance, your child can participate and you can feel, part of the community 100% without having to question that. And so yeah, it's really nice. It's a really good feeling to be in a city that accepts our community so deeply.
Yeah, it sure is. And thank you so much for sharing that because, especially, this podcast is so helpful for people because, we can read articles, we can watch a story from the news about someone protesting in front of a school, like we see in
Yeah.
Florida, for example, or it's been in Los Angeles also, we should be honest, but, you know, it's so important we as, people in this genre and this culture, educate families about the accepting and inclusiveness that also exists. Just because you
Right.
hear one story doesn't mean that, you're going to paint that swath of all of Los Angeles like that, or, wherever it may be. So it's great to hear it personally from you, someone that's really, in the neighborhood, knows, you know, and of course, your contact information will be inclusive on the YouTube upload of this video. So anyone that wants to contact Ginger for any real estate questions, whether you want to buy or sell a home or invest or whatever it may be, of course, Ginger is the person for you, in my personal opinion. Okay, so here we are. We're at about 15 minutes. We're at our last question. Besides helping people buy and sell homes, in your free time, what do you like to do?
All right, that's a great question. So I'm very LA in the sense I like to do yoga, and like I said, I like hiking, biking, the outdoors. Uh, but I guess this is also an LA thing. I'm a classic car enthusiast. So I have a classic car. I like to go to like classic car meetups and
That's so
um,
cool.
yeah, so kind of goes with the vintage vibe of a lot of the homes that I sell. So yeah, those are some of my hobbies in addition to like singing and other fun stuff that try to squeeze in a little karaoke bar when I can and whatnot.
Wow. Wow. Well, one day I would love to share a glass of wine in a karaoke bar with you and sing. My voice probably isn't anywhere as good as yours, but after a couple of glasses of wine, I sound great.
Let's do it.
Uh,
That sounds great to me.
yeah, and the louder the music goes, the better I sing.
Exactly. Later in the night, everybody sounds better.
Well,
Well,
Ginger, this
thanks.
is great. You really have a wonderful personality, and I know anyone working with you would be more than pleased, and you would succeed in all of their real estate goals. And thank you for so much for joining us on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jeff. Thanks for opening up this opportunity for us, and I really
Yes.
appreciate the work that you're doing.
Oh, an absolute pleasure. The feeling is mutual, and
All
we'll
right.
see you on YouTube.
Sounds good. Have a good one.
You
Bye.
too. Bye bye. Bye for now.